Hello, Cancer. Welcome to the Plaid Oracle. You begin with this really beautiful card from the Cantigee Oracle called the Luminous Brew. And I'm going to read the little sort of story vision for it. In a cauldron made of moss, hung over a fire that feeds itself on nothing fuel, these things simmer under the light of the moon. A star-kissed leaf, pollen gathered by a swarm of bees between hives, lichen from the apex of a mountain, moistened with a single drop of cave water fallen from a crystalline stalactite. A wish you cannot know until it is fulfilled. You drink this brew from a green acorn cup, as ribbons of dawn pink the boughs. I'm going to read that again. This time, just listen. In a cauldron made of moss, hung over a fire that feeds itself on nothing fuel, these things simmer under the light of the moon. A star-kissed leaf, pollen gathered by a swarm of bees between hives, lichen from the apex of a mountain, moistened with a single drop of cave water fallen from a crystalline stalactite. A wish you cannot know until it is fulfilled. You drink this brew from a green acorn cup, as ribbons of dawn pink the boughs. Cancer. This reading, there's a psychological message that's coming through here, but there's also a metaphysical one about the actual practice of magic. Now, the visible underlying is every star is a doorknob, and then right below that, as if that wasn't enough, is the infinite web. And then the bottom is this what the worms know. And there is a whole story that goes with this, but today I'm just seeing this movement, right? All the worms kind of going. Right, this is the underlying, that there's a movement, a going that wants to happen here. I think this may be, if you're watching it when I post it, about the imminent move of Pluto into Aquarius, finally, fully. He will not return to Capricorn for more than 200 years. And Cancer, you've been living with him opposite you since 2008. It's a long time. It's been a long process. And we can get caught up in these processes and get stuck in them. So we have the Raven. Magic, coincidence, synchronistic events. And I want to say that a lot of this reading is about like actual magic. Like, if you don't have one, if you've ever considered that you wanted to create a magical practice, this is, right, it's kind of, yes, this is a moment for it. At the bottom, we have this frog. And he was sitting there. I laid this first row out and I was shuffling the next cards and I felt him staring at me. It says cleaning house, releasing emotional baggage. And it seemed like he was saying, really? Really? Have we not Are we not moving on? Is it, can we go, please? And then we have death. So Pluto showing up, Lord of the underworld, Lord of death and transformation, as well as just death, something ending. It's time for a thing to end. One of the things that sort of stood out to me when I turned over this Luminous Brew was that it felt like the Ace of Cups to me. You won't be surprised, I've got a thing with the Ace of Cups. This grail, drinking from it, what fills it? And are you drinking the past or the future? So then we have focus. Where is your focus? Where is your focus? Are you focused on thinking about all the various things that might go wrong? The possible dangers up ahead? Or are you focused on what could go right? And believe me, I know, simple, not necessarily easy, but I think that this moment over the course of the next several weeks, that when that intense Pluto energy moves out and into the more forward-looking space of Aquarius, this will become easier. And then we have the Merlin, the Magician, actual magic. Says alchemy, justice, balance. I would add wisdom, skill, erudition, and it is the first card in this deck. It's card number 1 in this deck. And then the mystery. Getting excited about the mystery. I love this card. The idea of going down a path that I've never gone down before, I love that. Stumbling, you know, if I go for a walk somewhere in my neighborhood, stumbling upon something I've never seen before, a little path I've never gone down before. I love it. Do you love it, Cancer? I talk sometimes about how signs become distorted and energies can be distorted. And Cancer has this reputation of being very security conscious, right? It's got the shell, it's going to hide under the sand, it's, you know, securing its inner soft bits as the crab. But Cancer is a cardinal sign. That's a sign of initiation. And initiatory energy is courageous. It's this focus. It's not rehashing or drinking from the past. And so then we have nostalgic release. Healing the past, relationships, sensory memories. Are you hanging on to stuff that you don't want to hang on to? I mean, I would say that for the time being, to not go to the past at all. We all have lots of memories that are really beautiful and that we want to keep. And I'm not suggesting that you never think about, that time when you, met your partner, or your child was born, or you, finished a really great project. That those, right, that the lovely memories are lovely, we can keep them. But I would say that in this particular time frame, whenever you're watching this, the suggestion is to just not consider the past at all. Just let it go completely. Don't think about it, even the happy memories. To just be in focus in the present, and then in the immediate future where you want things to go. And then right below this card, as extra confirmation for us, is choose your adventure. Lucid dreams, conscious discoveries, manifestation. And actually below that, I'm going to go one more, is heart activation. Self-love, following your bliss, restoration. Now, the bottom of the deck has deep rest. Shifting gears, recharge and repair. So you may be needing more rest. You should allow rest for yourself. That this shifting of gears may require more rest. We have pyramid. Amplification, harmonic resonance, cosmic union. And this, right, just this imagery of, go this way, right? It's like a big arrow. Go this way. Not to the past. And in fact, it is pointing, right, kind of at the focus card, right? Go. Where are you focused? Where is your inner eye looking? Pineal activation, illumination, psychic bridge. And then anchoring in. So there is, it is kind of a twofold thing, that you're releasing things in the past, you're turning your focus to the now and to the immediate future, what it is that you want, how you would like things to unfold. And this can be not just for you, but for everybody. For your family, for your community. I don't think you should try to hold everything all at once, because that could be too much. You might just want to focus on yourself and your family to begin, or your family and your community, before you start kind of expanding outward. Start slow. And then there's this anchoring in, this kind of settling, really feeling it within you, embodying, feeling what this reality that you want to live in feels like in your body. How does your body feel when you are in this space? This says energy medicine, body temple, vibrational healing. That may also be a suggestion. It could be that it might be a good time to go get some Reiki or some massage or some sound healing if you enjoy that. To do some Reiki on yourself if you are attuned. You know, crystal healing, maybe grounding practices and the earth. Then we have the Ace of Aether, the new thing, the go. There is below that both the 7 of fungi and the 8. But there's also, I'm going to go one more here, the 4 of Aether. So there's this space, this sort of dreaming space, this space of consideration where we're thinking about things, where we're feeling things, where we want to really get clear. And then there may be, you know, thinking about it in the physical world, perhaps writing stuff down, maybe actually doing some things. You know, whatever you're inspired to do. I don't want you to force yourself or to, you know, give yourself some sort of punishing schedule to do, or you have to do, you know, meditation in the morning and then yoga in the afternoon and these things. But to do the things that you're inspired to do. It might be to write things down. It might be to, you know, do something around your house. You may be inclined to tend to your home, Cancer. We often talk about this, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, this winter space, as, you know, a time when you go inward and you rest a lot. But certainly our ancestors would have used this time for internal jobs, right? Little repairs around the house. You know, we tend to think of spring as the deep cleaning space, but you can certainly do it now. And if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, it may be, you know, throwing open all your windows and doors to let the fresh air in, doing the spring cleaning. There may be body things. If you want to do qigong or yoga, or you want to go on walks or start running or dance, or drawing or cooking or any of those things. And then the 7 of fungi is kind of a consideration. You know, is there stuff I want to, you know, physically stuff I want to keep and stuff I want to release? All right, as I head into this new thing. And the bottom of the deck is the Lovers. So choosing from love rather than fear or, excuse me, fear or projected need. Oh, you know, I shouldn't give this thing away because I might need it 5 years from now. No. Right? Choosing the sort of Marie Kondo kind of, does it spark joy? Does this thing that I do, does this thing that I have, how do these choices make me feel? Justice, harmony, a sense of ease, but also confidence that you're making the right choices. You know, an ability to make choices decisively because you really know what's for you and what's not. And then this card was also sort of having this breaking the fourth wall of tarot feeling that she was staring at me. Right? You've got it. You have what you need, Cancer. You have what you need. You don't need, a ton of equipment. You don't need, a shelf full of grimoires. You don't need, right? You have yourself. You have your desire. You have your body to tell you how you're right, how things feel to you. You have everything that you need to proceed and to create this magical practice that I think is trying to come through for many people who come to see this reading. Because then we have this Eight of Tentacles. And I think it's meant to be, him walking away from the tentacle thing back here. But I often see it, as I do now, as the tentacle thing being a companion. Right? These two feel like characters from a fantasy novel. That he is some sort of magician, and the tentacled being is kind of his companion, his familiar, his guide in the other world. So, right, walking with the mystery, walking with this magical energy, taking it with you wherever you go. And then the Knight of Pentacles. There's a romance, there's an energy here. Right? This luminous brew is inspiring, energizing, enlivening. The practice has, it has parts. It has the dreaming part, and then the kind of experimentation possibly part, or the choosing part. Then there's the communing with the other world energies, and then there's kind of action that might be happening, but that is coming from inspiration within, coming from, right, from your grail. The world. And in this particular world, I often see it as a revelation, right? She's removing that scarf, that piece of fabric. She's revealing, right? The world revealed in all its gorgeousness. Revealed first in your mind, and then in reality. Below that, we have this Yamana Balance card. This is Temperance in this deck. But here it's, right, it's her power over the ocean. Your power in this space, Cancer. You're not just the happy home, happy mom, nurturing energy, Cancer. You are also the storm in the ocean. You are the water of deep wells. The next card here is this temptation, right? This other spirit of the ocean. And then on the bottom, we have both the Ten of Pentacles, right? All the things. We go from this 9 to the 10. And then next to it, yes, the Ace of Cups. And look, it's the moon sitting in the cup. You, your planet, Cancer. in the cup, your dreams. And, you know, because you are Cancer, there is this, right, this watery component. And actually, I'm going to show this card too, this Three of Wands looking outward. Oh, look, and there's the star. Oh, and Judgment. I'm going to stop there. You do feel the world. You know, this is not about me, and only me. This is a whole vision. You have a whole vision. We all do. We only get caught up in the me thing when we feel unsupported, when we feel lost, when we feel like we have to build a little wall to make ourselves safe. When we do have to, you know, burrow under the sand. But when we understand our power, that as Cancer, we're not just the crab. That's, right, that's only a piece of the metaphor. We're also the ocean. This Cancer energy, right? That. But there is a thing here too about temptation. The temptation to, right, to slip back into the past, to hide under the sand, to see ourselves as only the crab who's going to get tossed about by the waves. But then we have magic, the magician. Isis here, who brings Osiris back to life with her magic. And then beyond her, right, are these two sort of cards of difficulty, oppression, which is the Tower in this deck. And it's kind of, this is, right, like it's like internal. They appear to be the same person. I don't actually know the whole story of the Wawalak, but in the image, you know, it feels like fighting with your own mirror image or your own shadow or your own self. And then there's the fighting with other people. The feeling the need to be defensive. So these are the, right, they're the possible temptations. They're more of stuff that we want to release, that we want to allow to pass by. These feelings may come up. We may encounter them because, you know, we come into contact with other people and we feel their energy. Right? You are a water sign. There is this inner connectivity that you really feel. I mean, I think all of us humans, right, we feel this inner connectivity. Whether we know it or not, we experience it. But I do think that having, you know, maybe a lot of Cancer or other water can leave you extra open, extra skilled as well at harnessing these energies, at, you know, knowing what's yours and what's not. You know, it may also be here, right, with the Luminous Brew, that you're being invited to a water magic practice, to creating, you know, a brew or an elixir that you drink, or that you pour onto the earth, or into the ocean, or, you know, that you release this gorgeous, touching everything nature of water. Because there's water, you know, in all humans. We all have water. And in most of creation, there is some moisture. And for me, all water is connected. Water here, water on Mars, water on the other side of the universe is all connected. One, kind of one being. So just, right, awareness. Awareness, and, you know, I think this, right, acknowledging that you have this power, that you are not at the mercy of these other forces. And that can be frightening. It can feel like a big responsibility. You can feel maybe like there's a possibility of failure. But, right, we want to focus on the positive aspect. You have it. The power is there. You have the capability to wield it in really positive and beautiful ways. And so in the advice, we have strength. Now Leo, that Leo connection that keeps showing up. Right? Leo who's opposite Aquarius. Leo who's next door. You're going to share Mars, the Mars retrograde. This inspired action. Right. Mars in Cancer. And then right below that is the Magician, showing up for the third time. The bottom of the deck has both the World showing up again as a confirmation of a closing off. And then also this Page of Swords, hearing, listening, being open, novice energy. The willingness to learn and to practice. So then we have these great cards. So there's a Hierophant, and often when there's a card to this side of the Hierophant, I see the Hierophant's upheld hand as saying, stop. We don't want any of that. No more of this. We are not having the Ten of Wands anymore. No burdensome things. No carrying around all the weight, all the responsibility. What do we have on the other side? The Ten of Cups. It's right there. Embrace it. Accept it. Love it. Get excited about it. Even if you don't know, what is in all the cups. And then the final card is this Two of Pentacles, which is showing up as, right, as this, like the buffering thing on a computer, or, that sound that they have during Jeopardy while we're waiting for, the answer in Final Jeopardy. That sound is in my head, right? It's like this waiting. It's time to choose, Cancer. Choose one. No more vacillating back and forth. Now is the moment. If you've been, thinking about this, thinking about magical practice, if it's not that for you, if it's, moving in some other direction, learning something new, or, going ahead with something that you learned, You know, maybe you took a training course in something, but you haven't done anything with it. Now is the moment. You know, maybe you learned massage therapy, or you got a Reiki attunement, or you, learned interior design. You know, and you're really good at going into someone's home and transforming it so that it's beautiful and useful and really fits the person living there. That is a kind of spiritual, metaphysical, mystical practice. Drink the Luminous Brew, Cancer. And then go through the door. No waiting. Go. And I think you don't have to wait till November 19th. So, I mean, it will get easier, I think, when that happens, when we cross that threshold. But you can go now. Or whenever it is that you've seen this reading, go now. Cancer. I wish you the very, very best. And I will see you next time. So long.